Hey, everybody. Does that sound like Katie? Hey, everybody. What is up, you guys? It is a freaking beautiful day outside. I don't know where you guys are at, but here, man, hear my feet sticking to my yoga mat. Yeah, my dog was taking forever, but we got started. Hello, Taste the Rainbow. I know that Beth was in here earlier. She left a comment, but it is not here now. So I know she is doing some stuff, but she's probably listening. So everyone say hi, Beth. Mom of two, hello. Spicy. Yes, Skunt. That is probably, most definitely, and maybe could be what that is. It could just be powdered sugar. Who knows? Lori 33, hello. Hey, Rock Lobster. My friend Libby. Regina Amy. Freeside. Truth Hurts. Chica, hello. Princess Ice. Lion Mama, you sexy bish. Hey, Kaz. Hey, Libs. Queen Ashley. Nick, Kells Bells. Sister Kelly. I think that's everyone. Yep. Well, it has been a friggin' dumpster fire around here lately, has it not? Also, no, I'm not going to say that right now. Never mind. Scratch that. Rewind. So, over the last few days, right, it has just been the most entertaining, hysterically funny, sometimes kind of irritating, like last few days I think I've had in a long time around this place. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have something stuck on my throat. Um, there has been all this like bickering and arguing, and this person's pissed at that person, and oh my god, you hurt my feelings, and oh fuck you, and blah blah blah. The best. You guys do not disappoint when it comes to this bullshit. Now, I had a few people, not many. I wouldn't say that I was like facing a lot of pushback. But there was a couple of people in my comments that were like pissed that I was even going to do this live. So, really, all I can say to that is sorry to disappoint you. I mean, I'm going to do it. I think that it's to be expected. What did this psychotic bitch think was going to happen? Right? When she started this, it just fell in my lap bullshit. Girl, please. See, I've never liked this chick. Ever. From the get go. There was something about her that I guess I could just see through her in a sense, because I used to eat chicks like her for breakfast back when I was a teenager. I was mean. And girls like her, I had no patience for. Now, don't get me wrong. Unlike Katie, I don't dehumanize people. So there is still a part of me that understands and accepts the fact that she's a human being. She's a piece of shit human being, but she's a human being nonetheless. So I will grant her a little bit of grace. She didn't just bust out of the womb like this. You know, this girl's been through some shit, you can tell. Some shit that none of us are privy to, nor do we have a right to know. But, bitch, but you are motherfucking old enough to know better. But it's okay because, as Nick just reminded me, when she comes back from her little spa vacation or whatever the fuck she's doing, it's going to all make sense. Now, that was the highlight of my day yesterday. Mammoth, I am going to need you to cut loose one more time. Just one more time during your next live. Oh my God. You know how, like, when you go outside and the wind is blowing and then you feel like you have something stuck in the back of your throat, like you just swallowed a whole tree branch or something? That's what it feels like. But I do need Mammoth to just rip one once more so I can complete my trifecta of Mammoth fart shorts. Yep, there's been 2 so far. So yesterday she got all excited. Just the gas was rumbling in her tummy, and all it took was a couple of super chats to just send her over the edge. And she just let loose. Didn't think anyone heard it. Someone always hears it. So someone heard it, someone shared it, I uploaded it. All in day's work. So what was funny about the whole thing wasn't just the whole fact that she farted while she was live. Like, that's beside the point. What was funny is that she got all excited over Miss Moneybag here's super chats. What's funny about a super chat, you say? Let me tell you. So, if you look at the pinned comment, I posted a link for a live stream that was done a little over a year ago. It was the one and only time I've ever been on Katie's panel. And it was just funny. And it's so funny because to see the two of them interact with each other today, as opposed to when that interview took place a year ago, a lot of people will know automatically what interview I'm referring to. But, you know, not too long ago, Ernie asked Katie if she would debate me. And she's like, oh, fuck no, she's insufferable. Well, I wasn't insufferable when the day that I was supposed to do the interview on Mammoth's channel. Katie, lean in because you might not remember how this took place. I did that interview that Mammoth, she had canceled on me once. And then the day of, like 20 minutes before I was supposed to go on her panel, she was trying to cancel again. And I was like, I made time for this. We're doing it. So we ended up doing it. And I guess Katie was listening because that was around the same time that Truth Finder was messing with her. And she needed backup. Now, that was also around the time that I had just like joined the Mean Girls chat. So I was still like kind of getting my feelers and all that stuff and figuring out the law of the land. I didn't really know everybody in the chat. So I was getting to know new people. Well, then Katie comes along and I'm like, okay, this doesn't really seem like my type of person that I would talk to, but I will, you know, whatever. If Nick likes her, if everybody else is cool with her, I'll give her a shot. So she listened to me do the little interview with Mammoth where Mammoth yelled at me and then booted me off her panel. And it excited her, I guess. She thought, woohoo, here's a train for me to jump on to mark my place in this community. So Nick ended up putting us in contact with each other. We exchanged contact information. we started texting each other that very day, mostly about the Mammoth stuff, and setting up a time that I would go on her panel, which I think was the very next day. It all happened so fast. She didn't even buy me dinner. So I do the interview with her, and she survived it because I guess I just wasn't insufferable enough. But the way she was talking about Mammoth, and then also pay attention, you can just listen to like 10 minutes of that year-old interview. Pray your hands in the chat. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate it. Um, so we did the interview. She was like saying the most horrible things about Mammoth because I gave her the skinny about how Mammoth scammed all that money from people and how she would triple, double, quadruple borrow for a car payment that it's just crazy. Mammoth knows what she did. We all know what she did. Blah. It's too much to even go over again. So I let her in on all that, and we talked about all that. And she had some pretty strong opinions, but to watch them interact now and to see Mama T be at like the starstruck level that she was at yesterday, which I don't have any fucking idea why. Katie, if you want to give me $100 super chat, I will shut this shit down right now. No exceptions. Probably. $100, bitch. So Katie is at the point now. So we have starstruck Mammoth just farting all over the place because she can't contain her excitement. Then we have Katie to the point where this bitch is having to super chat people to be on her side. And who does she super chat of all people? Mammoth. She went to Mammoth to be the place that she suddenly appears and says, when I come back, it'll all make sense. What's gonna make sense? Tell us. Do tell. Do tell what's gonna make sense, Katie. Is it going to be the fact that you are everything that you talk about others for? Is that what's gonna make sense? Is it gonna make sense that you are issued a broken halo because you are not the angel that you think you are? Is that gonna make sense? Or is your long ass turtleneck gonna make sense? Because I don't really care for Kaylee either. Everyone knows. It's no secret. She doesn't like me. I don't like her. And that is just the way it is. But I will say, Kaylee threw herself under the bus first and then drug you in by your nappy head. She didn't she let everyone know, hey, Katie's doing all this shady stuff, but I'm doing it right along with her. Like, that doesn't cancel anything out. Y'all are both dirty. But you know what you won't ever find about me, Katie? Miss High and Mighty, who thinks I'm such a weirdo. But you liked me just fine until you found yourself in a position where you had to decide who your allies were going to be. Because we all know, we have all seen, bitch, you can't hold your own. You never have been able to. I don't think you do it in real life either. It's really pretty sad. I could sit here and I could rip you to shreds and I could say all kinds of horrible ass things that would probably make your head spin. But I'm not like you, bitch. Not one bit. So you can sit there and you can look at yourself in the mirror as many times as it takes you to get through a day and tell yourself, atta girl, you've got it all under control. You don't have shit under control. Your life is a mess. It is evident in the way that you conduct yourself here and this attitude that you put on for people. Thank you, Kaz. And you want to sit here and you want to down everyone else and criticize people and call them demonic entities and try to silence people. You sat there and spit out a ration of shit about me for 3 days in a row, and I can't even type in your chat. I was blocked months ago. Why? Not because I cussed you out or I was rude to you or we had some kind of altercation, because you're weak. That's why I'm blocked, because you're a weak bitch. You are extremely full of yourself. You are extremely self-centered with zero self-awareness. And honestly, I sincerely hope, and this always, like, I can't get this out of my head. I hope that any one of you people who emailed this heifer and confided in her and wanted to like show up in solidarity and give her your support about her warts, I hope none of y'all piss her off, because I think she's the type that would go around and tell everyone y'all's business. If that many, I mean, she made it sound like hundreds of people were just emailing her, like everyone's just in droves frantically sending emails to let them know that they had some kind of ick too. It may not have even happened, but if anyone did email her to say, look, I've been through my own thing, this is what I had, and I don't judge you. You know how supportive shit goes. But let's just say that really did happen. She seems like the type that would share that information with other people, because she's definitely the type to want to ruin someone's real life over YouTube shit, right, Katie? It's just words on the internet. Just words on the internet is what got me blocked in your chat. You didn't like the fact that I said that when you get mad, you look like an angry chupacabra. You fucking do. Sorry. Let me read some. I do not like this little space that you have to read comments now. When you're mobile, it sucks. You can only see them two at a time. So yeah, I'm not even going to like address any of the specifics that Kaylee showed, because really, like, all those little situations within a big situation, I don't have time to know all the details for that stuff. I know that Katie got caught slipping in a Discord, encouraging people, trying to motivate people and push people to go real life. She's the giver and receiver of information. Basically, what it boils down to is Katie is no different than the majority of the other creators in this little sector of YouTube. I've never done anything like that. I don't do that real life stuff. It's not my cup of tea, but it doesn't mean that I don't have friends that engage in it. I'll say that straight up. But what Katie did, this bitch had to go back 4 years. 4 years to find one bad thing. A fucking video that was made, like a less than 2-minute clip. But Katie, do you know the story behind that? Because I know that was your big title, jaw-dropping moment, was one, tagging Benny, which I think is utterly ridiculous. I don't think it's some big conspiracy. I think that you can't help but crave male attention, and you will go about any means necessary to get it. And I think that was what that was. You wanted attention. I think that you maybe thought that you were going to get Benny up there and he was going to tell you some crazy story behind the video. But it really was exactly what I said it was. See, Katie, you don't know that I started my channel coming out, balls to the wall, going for Benny's throat. He didn't have a clue who I was. I had been in his chat a couple of times on like something completely unrelated to anything, even remotely dramatic. So you don't know about the 17 privated videos that I have where I said all kinds of heinous shit about him too. You don't know about that because you never asked. You had some moron former heroin junkie in your chat saying, "Oh, guess what?" And you couldn't, like, you didn't know what to do. The excitement level in your voice peaked. And I just know that you just creamed all over yourself in that moment. You were so excited. And then what does Connie Sue do? Someone who was around to see the whole thing happen. She knows why Benny titled that video the way he did. But let's get one thing clear. I don't give a fuck what you or any of your other little former addict buddies that you hang around with think about me. So we're just going to set that record straight from the jump. But you thought you had something huge. That video's been around for 4 years, Katie. And you know how many times I have gone live to talk about that stupid video? 0. Because I don't care. After the things I said about Benny, I deserved everything he threw at me. But hey, you're just the actual factual news lady. I would never, ever expect you to maybe get a little more information before you look like a jackass. Because you do, in fact, look like a jackass. So he told you that he said and did a lot of things to people back then. He wasn't in his right mind. Don't know if you expected more of an apology. He doesn't owe me any apology, Katie. Because he and I, settled that shit 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And you want to drag him into it. I'm not irritated with you about what you said about me. I could care less. But you snort Addies every day. And it's by the grace of God that I lived through my 20s and came out unscathed without any huge issues. But that's the topic that you choose to get to know him on. That's what was irritating. You don't know him. You've never had a conversation with him. But instead, you want to pull him in and try to get him amped up. You want to slap him with behaviors that he's already not proud of. He's not proud of all that stuff. But you don't know him the way some of us do. Nick knows him better than I do. But anyone with common sense, especially someone who has worked the program like you say you have, bitch, you should know that what you did was kind of gross. Ma'am, you are not even, I would say, based on my experience with addicts that I have had in my family, you dumb whore, you are probably not even successfully halfway through your recovery journey. You might have put the bottle down, bitch, but all the behaviors are still there. And that was very apparent yesterday when you sent those super chats to Mama T. There's a reason it was Mama T. You could have waited and sent it to your best friend Peachy last night when she was live. If all you needed to do was get the message out, I'll be back soon and everything will make sense. No, you went to the weakest link and made a show of it because you know, based on the things that I told you and based on the things that you have heard around YouTube in general, that money will make Mama T fart. So you went to her and you made a show of it. You threw her a couple of super chats because you saw her writing the fence post. You knew that people were trying to tell her, you really need to listen to Kaylee's videos. Here, Mama T, you saw people who used to be totally loyal to you in her chat trying to sway her and open her eyes to all the dirty crap that you were doing behind the scenes. So you just thought you would swoop in there with your dirty money and try to buy Mama T's vote. You dumbass. Did smart people pick up on shit like that, Katie? You can't pull one over on everyone. Some of us have brain cells. We didn't lose them all snorting whatever it is you do at night. Blame it on the thing. Hey! Katie, you are a dumb bitch. You know that? You really are. You had my phone number, you stupid cunt. You could have called me at any time and asked me about that video. But taking it back down to Constant Sue, you're like, oh, blame Benny, blame Constant Sue. I don't have to blame anyone. It happened. The video was made. I didn't cry about it, and I'm not going to cry about it now. But I don't have to blame Benny or Constance Sue. The reason I even said anything to her, dumbass, is because Connie Sue has morphed into this person that is completely different than who she was 4 years ago when that happened, back when I started my channel. And I know that we all evolve and we come into our own personalities and things aren't so new to us anymore and we feel comfortable and we grow, personalities change, but she is like a completely different species. And like I said, she knew the context behind the whole situation. I mean, let's put our thinking caps on here for a minute, shall we? Because all of you, especially you, ma'am, dirty laundry and washing machine writer, HPV girl, you seem to think that you are just the most top tier genius on the planet compared to everyone else. I mean, you say it on the daily that we're all just so stupid. Well, we're not really that stupid because we see you. So now we have the whole Mama T super chat thing because you are so stressed out. I mean, this really is a simple thing, Katie. You got caught doing some dirty stuff. We saw it. It's in writing. You can't really deny it. Aren't you the one that's always saying, I don't need to lie. I don't have a reason to lie. The best thing to do is to just face it and keep it moving. We keep it real over here. I'm still waiting to get to the part of that statement that's true. And sadly, you would think that you wouldn't even have to pay anyone to let everyone know that you're going to come back and lie to us soon. Your best friend probably would have just posted it on her community wall. You have 2 whole channels, probably a few more, that you could have made a community post on your wall. But no, you had to make a spectacle of it. And well, by doing it in Mama T's chat, that kind of makes you look like, oh, Mama T always needs the help. The poor old woman has to live with her children. Oh my goodness. That was so kind of you. because you love that. You love those look at me moments where people are like fawning all over you. So weird. But I get it. I understand why you are the way you are. I think that you have some serious, deep rooted crap that you need to deal with that is like male driven. I think that you probably don't have the best picker when it comes to partners. And I think you've gotten screwed over. But I think that you also screw people over. You're not innocent. But I think that when it gets to the point where someone's getting tired of you, you get freaked out and you short circuit and you get all crazy. So, no, I've never liked Katie from the beginning. Katie, ask Lips to find the screenshots because back when you used to go live, um, I used to have to force myself to listen to you. And I tolerated you. I was cordial to you even after I did that interview with you. I needed prayer hands in the chat because of the fact that I had to sit there and talk to you for so long. It wasn't because I had to do an interview with Mammoth. That is dealing with her is like chump change. Complete daddy issues. And I think probably what happened, and this is all opinion and speculation. I don't know anything about this bitch's real life. I'm just going to make that quite clear. I don't care enough about her to know what goes on in her real life. She is nothing. The only reason I have said her name as many times as I had over the past week is to poke at her. It's not because I'm in my feelings or I'm upset or I'm mad. I don't care. It's because I can tell that it irritates her when she has to go live and talk about me 3 days in a row, and all I had to do to get her to that point was make 2 community posts. Well, I think we see who won that situation. And when I can see that I can get a reaction like that out of you, I'm going to keep doing it. Katie, I don't take this crap that seriously. I really don't. Poor, I don't even know his name. You know, he's that one guy. He made this whole like freaking telenovela post directed at me. It was like, oh gosh, it would have been the whole front page of loose leaf paper talking about, how he just knows all this stuff and how horrible. This dude doesn't know me at all. And like I said, he's a former heroin addict. I always find it intriguing and baffling to see these people. Like, I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed. Like, I'll make jokes about things like meth scabs, and I'll say someone looks all geeked out, or, I'll make little comments like that if it's about a video or. But when it comes down to someone's actual real life issue that they have struggled with, I don't go at people about stuff like that. I feel like for me personally, because I have had to deal with those situations within my own extended family, and I know that the impact that it has on relatives and loved ones and friends and stuff, like, it's just not fun to go through that with someone. So I really try to stay on the right side of that and not attack people over their past issues, because it is a disease. People don't ever use their first time wanting to become dependent. I mean, you're right to. Oh my gosh. I thought I lost you guys for a second. My daughter was calling. um, that's right, Twisted Halo. I don't, because the reason I don't do that um, is because there's so many different reasons that people get sucked into addiction. And this is where I'm going to get kind of preachy, because whenever a situation like this pops off, and I feel that there is a way that I can take something shitty that someone did to me and turn it into, I'm sorry, I'm making noise. I'm making my daughter's Hot Pocket. Um, if I can turn it into a situation where if I get the opportunity to say at least 5 words that I cut out. Can you guys hear me? I don't know what's going on. So that's what I'm going to try to do, right? Like Katie took this situation and thought she was like, really out in some super secret information. No, everyone has known about that video. The reason I know that most of the people in your chat knew about that video is because a lot of those people I was friends with during that time. They would like, when it first happened, they were all rallying around me, very supportive, and just telling me, oh, just ignore him. And he's just mad that you went after him about other things. And then some people in your chat were actually, they were with Benny at the time. So they, of course, would be like, oh, yeah, I remember when that happened, but nobody really knew me at that point, dummy. Now, when you want to look at the logical side of it here, Buttercup, this is where you got to put your thinking cap on. Because typically, when I am trying to gauge whether or not someone is, you know, a little inebriated or maybe dependent upon something, I look at behaviors, right? That's the first and the best thing to take into consideration. Now, one might think that if I was all twacked out all the time, I would never get off here, right? I would constantly be on YouTube all hours of the night, 7 days a week. I probably wouldn't be able to type logical and complete sentences with proper punctuation. I probably wouldn't be able to come up with some of the witty crap that I come up with. My moods would be up and down all the time. I would do like crazy things, like go live 5 or 6 times a day to talk about the same things, because that's what you used to have to do. Someone would go live. It was usually Nicolina. We would go live in the afternoons and talk about something, and then immediately following Nick's live, you would go live and regurgitate everything we had just talked about. Because, like I said a few minutes ago, you can't do anything on your own. You always have to have someone to carry you or give you a piggyback ride. You needed it with Truth Finder. You needed it when you couldn't come up with content. You just go live immediately after someone and talk about the same stuff. But around that same time, you kind of had it made because you had AC and everybody to pull your weight for you. You seriously think that you are this little princess riding on a toilet paper float in a homecoming parade? Like, that's what you view yourself as. I vaguely remember you were on someone's panel and said something similar to that. Like you said something, I think you were trying to present it in a way where you were just saying, "Oh, I'm like the little sister." Blah, 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 blah. No, like, girls like that always used to. I always used to side eye them too, because to me, whenever girls say they treat me like the little sister, it's like they're wanting to let everyone know that they think they own that little friend group, or those boys are just all about them. It's just ridiculous. But that's how minds like Katie's work. She has to have that attention. And I think part of it is daddy issues. I think that she probably disappointed her dad when she was in the midst of her alcoholism. I think that there was probably some tension within the family, which is understandable. I am not knocking that. I give her all the credit for being able to put the alcohol down. I will never knock anyone for that. But when I see people like Mama T or Katie or that one guy who have been through a struggle of their own, and they then turn around and they try to attack people for it, you should know better. And the fact that you guys do it, and other people do too, but the fact that you guys do it is what lets me know that you still have a long way to go. Yeah, fuck you, that one guy. See, there's the loser. This guy right here has the mind of a sewer rat. But it's okay. We're going to let him stay. Just let him hang out and laugh and make fun. Because, see, he's on here all the time, everywhere. He creeps out of the corners. And I don't hate him. He's just a clown. He's just a clown. No, he doesn't have to be respectful, Twisted Halo. Let him run his mouth. He's not going to say anything that's going to bother me. Like, I don't care. He usually says, like, he'll put 100 laughy faces, or he'll call me a name, or he'll say something stupid like, got him. Like, what the fuck? My son used to say that in 8th grade. So, see, it just reiterates the fact that he has the mind of a child. She should be okay with taking it. Look, I don't care what Katie sticks up her nose. She can snort her whole script of Adderall in one day, for all I care. But if she is going to hand me the opportunity to just come say stupid shit about her, I'm going to take it. Like, she could have just come to me and talked to me one-on-one, but she can't do that because she can't do anything by herself. And the thing is, if you notice, I heard Kaylee say that Peachy was Katie's best friend. And if that's the case, hey, happy for you. Everybody needs a friend. But I think that Peachy might be Katie's best friend by default, because Ghost just happens to be married. Now, I don't know what Katie and Peach's relationship is like behind the scenes. I don't know how much they talk. But on here, it seems like Katie pays more attention to Ghost. Like, he's always having to run to her defense and stuff. And whatever, that's fine. You want to be chivalrous? Go right ahead. But Katie can't be running around starting shit with people and then always expecting someone else to come in and clean up her mess. And that's what she does a lot, because she's weak. She's going through her own shit. The girl has some issues. She's had a rough couple of months, you guys. We have to be a little understanding about what this girl has been through. One, she had her whole relationship outed on YouTube, okay? And then there was the whole HPV thing. But it's okay, guys, because it was just a false positive. Well, all of you people that emailed her in solidarity, how do you feel knowing that you just told your private, very personal, could be very embarrassing medical history, only to have the person that you were trying to support come on here the next day and try to explain her crap away by saying, oh no, it was just a false positive. She didn't care about how it made any of you feel that had emailed her. She was only worried about what she could say to everyone else to get them to quit talking about the fact that she has the human papillomavirus. That was her only concern. Like, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys for feeling like shit because you let me know that you've had rotten crotch too. I don't care. I don't sympathize with you the way that you sympathized with me. I only care that people leave me alone. So I'm just going to tell everyone it's a false positive. Well, then that would seem to me like the care and concern that she has for all of you was a false positive too. So you had people in your chat that showed themselves the other day. And it was fascinating to watch because it's the same thing that I've seen these same people do over the past 4 years. So we have people who were like all supportive at the time and they knew the situation, who actually then got mad at me when Benny and I put our differences aside, and he unexpectedly made me a mod during one of his lives. Some of those very same people in your chat then had another change of heart. I was booted from Discord. All those people who were saying, don't worry about what he says. We're like, okay, we don't care what happened. Bye. And I see these same people on the daily saying, like, oh, I'm no flip flopper. All of them are flip floppers. All those people over there are stupid and they can't make up their mind. And one day they're over here and one day they're over there. For fuck's sakes, I don't know what makes any of you think that you guys move differently than any of us on most things. If anything, all this crap that unfolded with Katie should show everyone don't trust no one. Katie's clueless. I don't think that this chick has got her priorities in order. She wants to come across. I'll agree with Kaylee. Image is important to her. Image is important. Pop is important. Like, she seriously cares what people think. Because when you go through something like alcoholism, I would imagine that you realize once you're sober all the stupid ass shit you did, all the ways that you hurt people that care about you. So you automatically feel like you're being judged all the time. Like if you trip, you worry that someone's going to think you're drunk and stumbled. That one guy, were you ever embarrassed? Did you ever feel bad about the shit you did? Probably not. I know that when I watch my brother-in-law and get clean, it's very interesting to watch someone get humbled in real time. Yes, Lion Mama, she does have to be sober. And that's the thing, Katie. If you are abusing your prescription medication, you are not sober. If you are taking a controlled prescription medication, you are not sober. I have seen you take a turn for the worse. And I know that you had a sub, I think she was a paid member, who made that comment to you, and you were just so, you were a bitch to her. You were all timid and meek when I did that interview with you. You were a very kind of girl. You just agreed with what everyone said. And then you got a little too full of yourself, right? You like peaked when you were doing all that Cyrax stuff. And all of a sudden you saw these big numbers coming in your chat. There was no freaking timeline or goal setting going on about when you reach this number, you're going to monetize. No, it's okay. You monetize your channel. Big deal. Why do you have to make up a lie about it? Just own it. But you saw those big numbers rolling in and you thought that that would last forever. And I've seen it happen to a few different channels since I started mine. I've seen people like get to this sudden rise and, you know, they're making all this money and super chats are flying and all that shit. And then the winds change and people's interest gets pulled somewhere else. There's other things going on. People get tired of hearing about that. Or, in Katie's case, you're just not welcome in that territory. And you end up having to pay $500 and promise not to do it again, which is just fucking silly. But you did it. So how much is it going to cost you this time, Katie? It was funny because you did all that shit talking about me, and then I was like ready. I was ready that night to spar with you. I was like, "Oh, you want to match wits? Let's go." But I like just I wasn't reactionary. I let it settle, and then we'll talk about it, which is kind of like the way I like to roll. Well, then it was just like cosmic justice stepped in, and all this stuff kept happening to you one after another, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Oh yes, Blues. she uh she did a few live streams where she showed a bunch of Discord messages where Katie was like all up in the real life stuff. It was intense. So when you get to that point and you think it's going to last forever and then suddenly it all crashes down around you, you got to do something. So when your buddy in the chat brought it up, you're like, oh my gosh, I need that. So, of course, Connie Sue, who is like the card catalog of YouTube, I got it. She had to have her look at me moment. And she like sends it to you like it's not posted. I mean, it's up. It's been up for 4 years. But I expected a little bit more out of Connie Sue. So Connie Sue makes a community post. Then I made my community post thanking her for being the asshole and trying to spin everything out of context. And Connie knew she did wrong because she took her community post down, from what I understand. I never saw it. But she knew damn well how Benny was back then because Benny went after her too. And that is what you chose to talk about with him on your little get to know you panel. You chose to pull out things that he did that he's not proud of. I don't give a fuck what you think about me, Katie. Let's just get right down to it. You mean nothing to me. Most of the people in your chat mean nothing to me. I have accomplished more in my 50 years than you even have the time left to dream about doing. There's nothing that goes on in my life that represents doing whatever it is that you idiots think I'm doing. I love to sleep. Sleeping is my favorite thing to do. It's unfortunate that you fuckers are so unhappy with yourselves and so ashamed with your lack of progress in life that you have to pull out something so stupid and senseless to try to come at me with. Because, bitch, I'll tell you something right now. Being a mother, important job. And I have raised some amazing fucking kids. And I could not do that if I had my head up my ass on drugs all the time, you dumb cunt. I own a house, free and clear. Own all but one car. Own a boat. Used to own a business, a couple of businesses. So you stupid bitch, do not come on here and think that you have the privilege of trying to affect my emotions, because you don't. I do not care what your opinion of me is. You have the opportunity right now to hop up here and tell me anything you have to say, and then we don't ever have to talk again. But you running around here thinking that you are just God's gift and you are above everyone else. No, bitch. I think people need to take a step back and really look, because you are real quick to put down everyone in a blanket statement like you do no wrong. We're all human, hoe bag. We all do things that we probably shouldn't do. And the people that were in her chat, some of you guys, I don't care. Others, I'm disappointed. Because none of those people sat there and told you the story behind that. They just let you run with that shit. And that was funny in itself. Your people, as you call them, your people that need the news, that you're just so faithful in bringing them the actual factual, your people will let you sit there and look stupid and let you talk about something that you don't know anything about rather than speak up. And even if they do speak up, because I've seen this happen a lot too, even if they do try to correct you, you're just like, huh? What? No, that can't be real, huh? Really? Can someone check that out? Do you ever do anything? Do you prepare at all? No, obviously not. She is not new. She is one, maybe two steps below the National Enquirer. There are so many other things that everyone could talk about. I think that over the past week, probably the biggest, most apparent message is we're all crazy on this platform. We've all lost our fucking minds. Yeah, production. Just be careful, Twisted Halo. Don't say the word production in here. The bitch owns it. She owns the whole dictionary. Oh, that one guy, you still here? I remember seeing that one guy. I think he's probably been around as long as I have too. Unless he changed his name or something. Like, seriously, this, just knock yourselves out with that video. I don't give a fuck. I don't need to explain myself to you. All I know is that I love to sleep. I do love to eat. But I'm also probably one of the most health conscious people. I am probably one of the most health conscious people in this little area of YouTube, honestly. I don't even, the only over the counter medicine I will take is Advil dual action. And that has to be something like seriously painful. I have to be in a lot of pain. I do not like putting chemicals or unhealthy toxins in my body. I'm very adamant about my workout routine and the walking that I do twice a day, Pilates, yoga. I mean, you name it, I do it. I am all about good health. Yes, Twisted Halo. I know the truth. Benny knows the truth. And other than that, I just don't care. I just don't care. I know who I am. The people close to me know who I am. Whatever. And in the end, I always tell you guys, you're saying more about yourselves than you are me because you did that live stream, Katie, which if you're going to tag everyone else under the sun for your little video, I don't know why you didn't tag me. But you went through all of that and it's just stupid. So stupid. And then in the end, you're the one that ended up looking like assholes. But people were mad. One of her mods, Michelle, she was not happy with me. She was like, oh my gosh, more misinformation. What information am I trying to spin? I'm not trying to make up stuff about Katie. I'm not lying about Katie. I think that I bet if I showed up at her doorstep and wanted to have a visit, that she couldn't even feed me. I bet she can't even find the pots and pans in her house. She seems like that type. Go whip me up a meal, bish. Katie, what if I told you that I know something you don't think I know? I would never tell it, though. I never would. One, because I don't know how accurate it is. Two, I don't get down like that. You'll never see me sharing any private messages with anyone. That's where I have you beat, Katie. You'll never see me plotting to go real life on anyone. That's where I have you beat, Katie. You'll never hear me just completely annihilating someone over nonsense. That's where I have you beat, Katie. And you will never see me sitting on a washing machine, bare-assed with warts all over me. That's where I have you beat, Katie. You're garbage. Shit together. You need to quit paying Mama T before she friggin' blows her stomach up. Quit giving her super chat. She can't handle the excitement. And I think that if it's all going to make sense, I think you need to come back right now and make it make sense. The people want to know. Yeah, there's always rumors. There's always rumors circulating all over the place. because there's always people around. People will sit there and swear up and down that they can't stand you, and they always want to let you know that they're not going to be there listening. I had someone in my comments, it was Listen Linda or Just Linda. I don't know. Linda's pissed at me, whoever she is. She has been a long time subscriber. And she's one of those ones that she lets me know how much she doesn't like me now as opposed to 4 years ago. But Linda, what you have to understand, honey bun, is I'm not doing true crime anymore. Naturally, I wouldn't be mean, as you said. She was letting me know how mean I am, and I just have so much hatred in my heart. No, but damn, what do you guys? I mean, if someone's going to sit there and run their mouth about me for 3 days, I am going to seize the opportunity and I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to make jokes and I'm going to respond because that's just fucking tacky. My kids, dumbass, watch my channel sometimes, like my older ones, not my youngest. But, you're putting this shit out there. Like, y'all don't think about that stuff. When you go start talking about people in that way and try to say, like, disparaging shit about them, you don't think about the ways that could impact someone's life. But I'm not worried about it. I've told all of you before, you're going to have to do better if you want me to, like, get mad. You want to make me mad? Go for my kids. That'll make me mad. And I remember last Wednesday, just watching the way certain people moved around after everything that happened that day. And then when you think about it, I see people arguing here and there, and I really try to avoid conversations with groups of people about the Charlie Kirk assassination because, anything political. I would talk about it with my close circle where I feel comfortable talking about my opinions and stuff. But to see all these people say these horrible things about that man and laughing and being jovial and celebratory over the fact that he's gone is sickening. And it happened over a difference of opinion. You know what happens when someone has a different opinion than me? You're going to get one of two reactions from me. Either I will just accept the fact that we don't have the same opinion and agree to disagree, or I will use that as an opportunity to have a conversation with someone and maybe find out why they think that way. So using it as a conversation starter. But no, people around here have a different opinion. All hell breaks loose. Just nuts. You guys realize that, we're not going to be around roaming the earth forever. We get one life. When I see some of the stupid shit they do and just wandering your time that you are blessed with. You guys are nuts. I love different opinions. Oh my gosh. Except I cannot. I'm going to look at some comments. I get it, crybaby. You don't have to like me. And I saw you trying to explain that to Mama T. That's good, though. See? That's how it's done. You can have a conversation with someone. I did keep my mouth shut a long time. Everyone has their way of doing things. I just feel like, me personally, I wouldn't, use something so trivial and old to try to go after someone. I don't know. I think that Katie will drag people into her mess because one of the biggest personality traits she has, like I said, she can't do anything alone. She always needs a security blanket, and she prefers to have like a team of dudes around her. I don't know if she just feels protected, but I swear she was on someone's panel and she said that she likes that. And that doesn't necessarily make you a hoe bag, but it definitely implies that there are some issues, like daddy issues or something going on. But again, that's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't care. I know that I'll keep poking at her if she's going to keep, bringing my name up. You people were pissed off at me in my comments, but you don't realize she started this. She started it with me. So I apologize if I disappointed anyone by not being the bigger person and just walking away. No. Mm-mm. She needs to know that I don't like her. She needs to know that she doesn't have the upper hand with me. And she needs to know that if she wants to get froggy, we can jump. I have no problem talking to her. And that's what I mean by that. I'm not like Mama T's gangster ass sitting here trying to thug it out. Like, we can talk. If she wants to tell me off, she can tell me off, and then I will lay right into her. But, like, just shut the fuck up already, Katie. How about that? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If I was this fucking cracked out person like you seem to think I am, bitch, I would think that there would be a string of behavioral patterns and examples over the past 4 years to back that claim up, you dumb bitch. But no, there's not. So bring your ass back here and explain to people. Make it make sense like you promised. I mean, I will make it make sense if you want to send me a super chat. Katie. Hey. Well, thank you, Chica. I mean, nobody cared like that she sat there running her dick sucker for a few days. And bitch, don't even talk to me about filters and catfishing, okay? Because your ass, the only reason you're even in a washing machine catalog is because your photos were retouched and filtered, you dumb. Why haven't you canned up? There is speculation, Katie, that there is a baby Bertacabra on the way. Can you tell us, is there any truth to that? If that's the case, which I doubt it is. But if I would tell you congratulations, I would buy you a little onesie or something. I would bust out the old cricket or whatever it's called. Is it a cricket? One of them. I'd make a baby onesie that said "chasing bottles" on it. Oh no, sorry. That was not an alcohol dig. I didn't think about it until after I said it. I can make you a onesie that says that, Katie. No, that was mean. I shouldn't have said that either. Fuck, I'm going to hell. What else? I want to make sure I don't miss anything. jeez. Oh. Hey, Chaos and Roses. I heard a rumor that My Chemical Romance added another London date to their tour. I just had to throw that in there. I don't know. Like, I could sit here and keep talking about her some more. But then, really, does that make me any better than her? Probably not. But would it be fun? Yeah. So, listen, Linda, or whatever her name is, she's like, she told me, I will not be there to listen. And she just told me, like, she was really trying to make me feel bad about myself. Made me feel like I was in the wrong for standing up for myself. Okay. But I told her after she made me the comment and she was like, um, I won't be there to listen. Absolutely not. So I responded to her and I told her, I said, look, we both know that's not true. Human curiosity is going to bring you and you will be listening. So just Linda, if you are one of the lucky people in the audience, thank you for being here. Yes, Chaos and Roses. I don't know when the date was added, if that's what you're talking about the date being added. They just look, there are some times that I play around with like the obvious filters, right? Like the bunny ears and all that, or like the glittery strobe light thingy, or I mean, you can tell, right? Typically, what I use is the retouch feature on Snapchat. That's all I use because I don't like. I'm 50 years old, you fuckers. What do you want from me? But that's like my real face. And as far as that fucking video, you can shove that up your ass. We all have our bad days. Look at your mug in my avatar, Katie. Or all your twacked out, bug eyed pictures you have. You know, we have some really good screenshotters that grabbed a bunch of stuff when you used to cam up when you went live. I honestly think that you're not camming up anymore because I think that you do have a touch of an eating disorder. And I think that what happened between you and Bird probably sent you over the edge a little bit. I think that you probably need to eat a meal, leave the bang and the Adderall alone. Your heart's going to explode, ma'am. You're sitting there mixing dextroamphetamine and all that energy drink stuff together. Are you insane? I bet you don't drink a lick of water throughout the day. Mummy T, I know she hasn't. See, here's one of these comments, okay? Now, I don't have any issues with Mummy T. Never have. Never even really said anything to them that I'm aware of. But they're so oblivious to the fact that I have feelings too, right? Like, I have a right to respond to all the shit that she talked about me. That's why. I don't go live in response to people immediately. I have explained that. I'm not reactionary because being reactionary causes you to make poor choices and maybe say or do things that you shouldn't. So I like to take a step back and let it all sink in, kind of toss some things around a little bit. I'll make up my mind, then I'll change it, and then I'll make it up again, and then I'll change it again. That's why I'm talking about her today. I'm simply responding to all the crap she said about me over a period of days. And I'm sorry that if my timeline doesn't work for everyone else, but that's why. Because I just don't get to go live very often. And plus, I didn't want to just keep throwing stuff at her, right? Like, she has some people way bigger than me that are not very happy with her. 007's not happy with her. I don't know what them, but so I just wanted to kind of sit back and enjoy the show and watch it all play out. But yeah, Connie Sue, you suck. You knew the truth and you presented it like it was something that it's not. Katie, you fucking suck because you're just a bitch. I've never liked you from the beginning. We just do not have personalities that would ever get along. I would never associate with you in the real world, just like you would never associate with someone like Mama T in the real world. Ma'am, that's what you have to sit and think about. You have to really ask yourself. I am throwing myself at the mercy of this person and just defending them to no end, even though they're blatantly doing dirty things that I speak against, I being Mama T. But you don't want to see all that because Katie was able to manipulate you with money. She was able to come in and throw a few dollars at you, and you are sucked in now, bitch. She owns you. She bought you for the price of $70. Yep, me too, Chaos. I snapped that bitch like a twig. Like a few years ago, back when I was all unruly and crazy, I probably would have come unglued that same day and really laid into her. But I'm not out here to intentionally hurt anyone's feelings. I don't think that's cool. But if you run your mouth about me, you better believe that I'm going to come up with some funny shit to say about you. Yes, hit that like button. Even if you don't like it, lie to me. Lie to me and tell me you do. You guys can also, hit that little dollar sign. Make some money off Katie's back today. You can Cash App. You can get a membership. You can do all that stuff. I'm horrible at being a monetized channel and like promoting myself. It makes me feel dirty. Yeah, like there didn't have to be an issue with me and Katie, but she wanted one. So I'll let her have it. I'm very interested in hearing what she has to say when she comes back. So, Katie, can you please step it up a little? I want to know what's going to make sense. Because the messages that I saw that were shared, I don't see how you could lie and get out of those. I mean, people in her chat, do you not see what she's doing? She literally said on that voice clip, I will make Virgo lie for me. I will make her lie. And this is the bitch that said, have I ever lied about anything? She had just gotten busted and called out for lying. And then the very next day, because she was able to talk in circles and kind of put the conversation or the topic to bed that one day when she got called out, she felt like she smoothed it over enough. So the very next day she comes live and she says, have I ever lied about anything? Yeah, yesterday. Duh. Mummy T. Chasing, you may have also talked about this earlier, but I was late. Thoughts on Ernie's last couple of lives about summer. I have not watched Ernie's last couple of lives about summer, and I'll tell you why. Even when I did true crime, I stayed away from kids' cases. I did watch the early coverage of Summer's case. It was when I was a mod for AB and Tiffany Marie. But I didn't really get into it. I wasn't researching or pulling information, anything like that. I was simply a spectator. Kids' cases are hard. I think specifically with Summer's case, it has become such a clusterfuck of stuff that my heart goes out to the investigators. I hope that they can sort through it and get to a point where she is found. But I think, and I have no problem telling Ernie the same thing, and he knows how I feel. I think that right now, in this moment in time, I personally would rather see Ernie focus on handling his stuff and getting his stuff taken care of, because I feel like it's doing a disservice to Summer or any other case or anything that he is curious about getting involved in. I feel like that having his things not taken care of is kind of handicapping his ability to do certain things, if that makes sense. Like, as with anyone, I just want him to handle his stuff and do what's best for him. So, but as far as watching the lives about all the details and stuff about Summer's case or the speculation, I don't watch. Oh, thank you, Twisted Halo. I appreciate it. I forget that I'm monetized sometimes. Yeah, that's how Tiny T. Same with me. Like, it isn't what brought me to YouTube, but it's what introduced me to most of the people in this community. Because I just accidentally found AB's channel one day, and I was watching about like some of his older stuff about the West Boys, and then the day that Summer's case broke and the Amber Alert went out, I was in Molly Golightly's chat, and him and Tiffany were on her panel, and Molly had to go, so they ended the live stream at her channel, the ABs, and then it just became like a whole regular partnership, I guess. You know, they covered Summer's case together for a long time. Oh, welcome, Pindar, new member. Hopefully by the next time I go live, I'll be able to figure out how I can donate, like how I can give away memberships. It says I can go. If it drops me, I'll be right back. I think I can go do it now from YouTube. Hang on. Wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me do it. But I'm gonna get that figured out so I can give you guys some free memberships. All right, I'm gonna go through some comments. Yeah, I've heard that there were some like graphic details and some unsettling things talked about last night, and I will probably go back and listen to some of it. But I gotta say, especially with her case, there's been so many people that have been involved in it. And I don't mean just involved in it as in, like covering it or reporting on it. It's being involved in actually like sticking your hands in it, like getting into meeting up with people and just doing all these things. And I've never seen anything like it, the way her case was handled as far as social media goes. And sadly, it's her own parents that are facilitating that and really pushing that. They're the driving force behind a lot of the social media frenzy around Summer's case, because their online presence is so different in comparison to the behaviors of other parents who have missing children. At families who have lost children and you look at their lifestyle or, the way they choose to live, then when you look historically at the outcome of missing child cases coming from the two different types of families, then, it's sad, but they're just very different than any other parents that I've seen online after their child goes missing. The whole case from day one up till now has just been very unsettling for me. Brandy B, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. I've missed you. I hope you're doing well. Is it Brandy was around when that video happened originally, Katie? You dumb bimbo. Yay, Todd. Well, as far as Summer's case goes, I wish everyone would stop messing around. There's a few channels that even to this day are still beating the same dead horse and going over the same ridiculous conspiracy theories. And it's just enough's enough. Investigators, Summer's going to be found when nobody expects it. It's not going to have anything to do with YouTube, I don't think. I think it's going to be an accidental find. My personal opinion on the whole thing is I have always felt from the very beginning that it was Candace's poor parenting. I feel like she was not paying attention to her that day at the lake. I think she got hurt accidentally and it was a cover up. I think she put her somewhere. And I really think that it was nothing more than crap parenting. And I mean, it happens all the time, right? Everyone, I know that it seems more glamorous to go straight to all this trafficking and drugs and this and that, and that happens too. I mean, the possibilities are aplenty, but none of us are getting the information or having the information that is necessary to solve this case. I think it's time to definitely still keep her name out there. But I think if anyone around YouTube or anywhere else is going to be working on that case per se, to do it quietly, not in front of everyone. I feel like that poor baby has been disrespected in more ways than one since she's gone missing, and it honestly makes me sick. I don't know about the uniting. Yeah, I want her to be found because I want her to have a proper burial. But I don't think that she is still with us, and I think it was just a ridiculous mistake that could have been avoided. Well, I think that the next time I go live, going to be Aaron's mom reached out to do an update on his case and just kind of make sure that no one has forgotten about him, and she wants to let people know, the progress that she has made. And We can ask her about some of the other cases that I had mentioned back then. So that'll be a good one. I haven't talked to her in a while, so I'll get in touch with her and I'll coordinate with her, and then we'll do a couple of hours of update on him, and she can tell me about anything new. As far as I know, the 13th district in Tennessee still sucks. But they have cosmic justice out there too. So things people that were involved in Aaron's case, things have happened in their life. Some have lost their lives either by OD or, crime related. Yeah, Twisted Halo, and that's always been a topic for debate. People making money, missing kids cases and stuff like that. But I really feel like, because YouTube is designed to make money, that way, that's why people start channels. Usually, anyone who says that they don't, most people start a channel because they think it's an easy way to make money, and it's really not that easy, because you don't make squat. You're talking pennies per video. So I think the creators need a class on etiquette. Like, if you're going to have it on, because YouTube is going to make money on that video. You can limit your ads. You don't have to run ads every 30 seconds. You can not run your Cash App and just rely on super chats or whatever. But yeah, you don't have to do it for every live stream. I would rather a creator maybe turn off monetization for the majority of the lives, and maybe just every once in a while. It's just one of those things that it comes down to the individual not having any common sense, and they will use whatever they can to make a quick dollar. Yeah, that's true. It always picks up around this time of year. You'll see things all of a sudden start popping up. There'll be reasons that people need money and stuff. It's gonna happen. It always does. I have seen some scams over the past 4 years. Holy hell. All right, you guys. I am going to get ready to go meet my daughter at the bus stop. And it is so beautiful outside. You guys, fall is coming. Do you know how excited I am? I love the fall. I am not a pumpkin spice girl, though. We do exist. I can't stand pumpkin spice. I'll eat the heck out of some pumpkin pie, but pumpkin spice, everything else, no way. Yep, work in silence. So I am going to go do that. I hope all of you have an amazing evening. I'm sure I will think of all kinds of other things to say about you, Katie, once I finish. Don't worry, girl. We can keep sparring back and forth. We can keep the banter going. Just don't be a bitch, right? And anyone, it doesn't matter who it is. If they talk about me, there's always going to be a 50-50 chance that I'm going to respond to it. And it may not be immediately. It may be a couple of hours after the fact. It might be a couple of months after the fact. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But I'm going to keep living my life and enjoying every second of it. And I'm going to keep not giving one shit what any of you think about me. Love your faces. Have a great night. I will see you all soon. Bye.